Bookish friends, I'm here with another tag video. Since I'm doing Summer Fling Readathon in August, I thought of doing the book genre tag for romance in August. As a reader of many genres, I really like this tag, and I will do this for my other favorite genres as well. This tag was originally created by Violet, who has a channel name that is definitely very relatable, Violet and the Never Ending TBR. I follow her channel and really like her wonderful energy. I strongly advise you to follow her. So let's start with the first question. One of your favorite standalone books. I'm going to talk about Bridget Jones's Diary by Helen Fielding. This book is loosely based on Pride and Prejudice, and it follows Bridget, who's a heroine who is very close to 30 and a bit overweight. And in the beginning of the year, she decides to keep a diary, and we follow adventures in this diary for a year. The reason that I like this book so much is that because, as well as having a very sweet hero, I thought the character development heroine was very impressive. Although the book is loosely based on Pride and Prejudice, I did not feel like I did in some of the modern adaptations of Jane Austen. I think it fitted the times that it was written very well. Also, I really liked the first part of the diary entries, which recorded what she drink and her weight and everything about it, which was relatable since we sometimes feel a bit less confident about ourselves. I think it's a very witty book, as well as having a very sweet romance. Question 2. One of your favorite series. I'm going to say Castles Ever After by Tessa. I have read 3 books from this series. Books in that series actually feels like historical romantic comedies. I literally laughed out loud in a public transport while reading the first book, The Romancing the Duke. I think it was the funniest one, but the other 2 that I read were also very witty and funny. So I think I like my romance books to be a bit like a romantic comedy, considering the 2 answers that I've given so far. Question 3. What is a trope that you like in this genre? I like marriage of convenience trope a lot. I like how one or both of the characters of the main couple gradually falls in love as they spend more and more time together. And I like the struggle of the people in the couple deciding what to do about this new situation, even though they are already married. Question 4. What is the trope that you don't like in this genre? I really do not like love at first sight. Maybe one of the reasons that I like marriage of convenience trope is that this trope is most of the time has a slow burn romance. I can understand attraction or even lust at first sight, but I really cannot understand how a person can fall in love just by looking at somebody, and how they can understand that they are in love with this person just by speaking once or spending just even one day. It could be my personal belief, but I think love requires to share something, to share meaningful things. It takes a reasonable amount of time to really evaluate if your attraction towards this person is love or just an attraction or just lust. So I really struggled with the books that feature love at first sight, and when I looked at my ratings of the romance books that I've read, I discovered that I rated those books significantly lower than the other books. A disappointing book in the genre. I'm going to say a very controversial answer for this one. It was not a bad book, but I expected much more from this book actually. Far from the Madding Crowd by Thomas Hardy. I was especially disappointed in the relationships, by the relationships and the concept of love in this book. Even though I liked the other background stories and the social criticism in this book, it was a very disappointing book as regards to romance for me. Question 6. A book that's on your TBR that you want to get to soon. Anything for You by Kristan Higgins. Because I will read this for my Stacking the Series challenge, and it is the last book for me to finish the series, so I will definitely read this book before the end of this year. Question 7. An intimidating book or series. I'm going to talk about a series that I want to start for I think at least 3 years, but because there are so many books in the series, I'm really afraid to start it. The series is called Bridgertons. It's really hard for me to say it. Series by Julia Quinn. I've heard so many good things about Julia Quinn's writing style and how she also writes witty historical romances. So I think I just need to dive into this series and then enjoy it as much as I can. Question 8. What is another book genre that you want to read more of? I'm going to say horror as of right now, because although I have finished a graphic novel series, Lock and Key, which is of course a horror graphic novel series. Other than that series, I think I haven't read many horror books in the previous 2 years. Before that, I wasn't a big fan of horror, but I at least read some horror classics and some of the earlier works of Stephen King. But as I've said before, I think I need to read more horror books. Because so far I have really enjoyed horror books that are based on characters and mostly psychological horror books. So I really want to get into the genre again. Question 9. What book genre intimidates you the most? I'm going to say non-fiction, but I'm going to exclude memoirs and biographies. When I looked at the distribution of the books that I read in the non-fiction genre, I realized that I read 80% memoirs or biographies. So I think I'm really intimidated by the other types of non-fiction books. So I think I will make a mini goal of reading non-fiction books other than memories or biographies, which I enjoy very, very much actually. So I think I need to read more diversely in the non-fiction genre. And question 10 is tagging some people. I'm going to tag some booktubers that I have become friends recently. I'm going to tag Freddie from Sluggish Reader, Scott and Nell from Gunpowder, Fiction and Plot, and also Sara at Sara MG Reads. The good thing about this tag is you can choose which genre you want to do. I'm really curious which genre they will choose, and of course what they will say for their questions. So please comment down below what is the most intimidating book genre for you. And if you're a new viewer, first of all, welcome. Please like and subscribe. Hope to see you very soon. Bye. As for Turkish word of the day, since my favorite trope in romance genre is marriage of convenience, I thought marriage should be the word of the day. Marriage means evlilik in Turkish, and evlilik is our Turkish word of the day. Have a good day.